Hey, all right. So today we are continuing to work with our expressions, and we hit a word that, oh my goodness, is going to sum up most of Algebra 1 for you. Now, again, I know you're a sixth grader. You're like, wait, that's going to be eighth grade for me, right? Algebra 1, okay, yeah, some of you, right? But oh my goodness, all right, over and over and over again, you will be seeing this. So we just hit just the very basics of it here, just very basics here, and that's factoring. So let's go to your entrance slip. And let's take a look here at lesson number 4. Now, again, if you haven't watched the video, make sure you go back and watch your lesson 4 video. If you haven't watched your notes, make sure you watch your notes there. All right. But hey, let's get into it here. So this is what's called writing sums as products and products as sums, which means, all right, this is the word we're going to be using here. Fact. All right, get that written down. This is what we want to be aware of. So really what we're doing is we're doing the distributive property in reverse. So that's why it fits in so nicely here. So what we're looking to do here is take out the greatest common factor. So what's the biggest number we can pull out of 36 and pull out of 4? Now again, factors here. So I always say start with a smaller number, 4, and work with those factors. Because if it doesn't work with the smaller number, it's not going to work with the larger number. So yes, I can pull a 2 out of a 4, and I can pull a 2 out of 36, both even numbers. But I need the greatest common one, and the biggest number here is a 4. I can divide them both by 4. Now, again, this is just your multiplication facts, people. All right, so this is where we're just going through them. How about a 2? Does that work? How about a 4? Does that work? Oh, yes, the 4 does work. So what we're doing is we're dividing them all by 4. So if you take 36x and you divide it by 4, you get a 9x. You take 4 and you divide it by 4, you get a 1. And that's it. That's what factoring is. So this is why they call it rewriting sums as products. All right, because again, we're multiplying the 4 times the 9x plus 1. There's your product that's there. Take a look at question number 2. Again, greatest common factor. Biggest number that you can divide 5 and 5 by? Well, we can divide them both by 5. Now the idea is what do you multiply 5 by to get back to 5x? Just an x. Now again, if you said 1x, okay, we get it. We get it. That is something we do want to kind of shy away from because we don't put the 1 out in front of it. It's just your good math grammar. And then what do you multiply 5 by to get to a 5y? Just a y. Now again, we can check our answers by doing our distributive property. 5 times x, 5x, 5 times y, 5y. Let's go in reverse here. Question number 1, 4 times 9x, 36x. 4 times 1, there's your 4. And in question number 3 here, again, we're pulling out what's in common. So I'm going to go to the 4 because it's smaller. Yes, I can pull out a 2, but I can check a 4, but no, I can't divide 22 by 4, so I can't use it. So we're going to use a 2. So 2 times what is 22x? That's another 2 times what is a 4y? Is a 2y, and we're done. Now I know that I got the greatest common factor because every time I look inside the parentheses, there's nothing that can be taken out. What can you pull out of a 9 and a 1? Yeah, 1, but remember, we can't use 1. Same thing with the next side. I don't even have any numbers there, which means they're just 1s, which means they're going to divide by a 1. And if you look at the last one there, I see an 11 and I see a 2. I mean, no, there's nothing you can pull out of both of them. So we're done. So again, not a lot of work that goes along with it. The next group here is they want you to just kind of recognize what we're seeing here. So what I encourage you to do is simplify first and then do your factoring. Now there are other ways of doing it there, so if you recognize it, but I think this is the most straightforward approach. But hey, if you see it differently, run with it. So let's simplify first. What's a times 3? Remember, we always write number first, letter second. And then what's b times 3? Yeah, 3b. Now let's factor. So what's the greatest common factor here? Yeah, we can take the 3 out. What do you multiply the 3 by to get to 3a? Just an a. What do you multiply the 3 by to get to a 3b? Just b. There we go. Part B, we're adding here. So I got an a and an a and an a. Add those together, that's 3 a's. I got b's. A b plus a b plus a b. Yeah, that's 3b. Look at this. Exact same problem. So it's the exact same. Divide them both by 3. So I have the last guy here. Again, I see the parentheses there, fine, but I can't actually add them together. So those parentheses are actually useless. So what's a 2a plus an a? It's also a 3a. What's a b plus a 2b? It's also a 3b. Yeah, Yes, yes, people. We got all the exact same. All the exact same here. Oops. Oops. Now, here's what we want to show you though, in case you recognize it. You might have seen in the first problem there, or I should say, the first problem there is, yes, they're both being multiplied by threes. So again, you see a plus a b. They're both being multiplied by three, and three's on the outside. You might have noticed repeat addition. I got an a plus b, I got an a plus b, I got an a plus b. So there's three groups of a plus b's. Here, not as kind of obvious as you're looking at it. Again, this is why I think that if we go back to just the simplifying of them and then doing your factoring, you're ready to go. So again, factoring, that's the phrase, that's what you'll be using there. We're using the greatest common factor. Not a lot of work here, people. You're doing a lot of mental math. And again, if you're asking, where are you getting, how did you know? You're just going through your multiplication facts. Does this work? Yes. Well, what about this one? Does this work? Yes. Okay. You just got to try your different numbers. Make sure you check your answers because you do want to make sure you are grabbing that greatest common one. But again, the way you can kind of check on them is the fact of looking at the inside and seeing if there is still something that you can take. All right, people. That's it. Oh, wait, no. Hey, go to your classwork. We're gonna adjust some of these problems here. They got some problems on here that I'm not a huge fan of. All right. No, 2, 1. Here we go. Lesson 4 is coming up right here. There we go. Okay. So when we look at these particular problems, we can end up crossing out A, B, and C. We use factoring with variables. We don't see them with the numbers. I think it just adds to the confusion. That's not what we're after. So again, for each of these guys, you're going to simplify first. All right. After you simplify it, then go ahead and do your factoring. Just like we saw in those entrance slips. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Same thing here. Okay. Say goodbye. Goodbye. All right. Because again, we don't use factoring with just numbers. We use order of operations that are there. All right, see what else? Anything else we need to take care of? Right, the sum is the product of two factors. Okay, this is one where you're going to have to make sure you grab the greatest common one. Check out letter C. There's 3 of them there. No worries. You just need the greatest factor of all 3 of them. All right. Not worried about the rectangular array, so we can say goodbye to that, which means it's all of question 4. All right. So I think we're about to go a little bit larger here with my crossing things out. Yes, we can get rid of all that. All right. And then, yeah, no, we're good here. And oh yes, we like these problems. Now this does this is a review that's here. And the big thing here is, see that subtraction sign? Remember, it's out in front of parentheses. Distribute the negatives there. All right. Good problems that are down here. So these guys are all great. These are ones, again, you need to check your answers. Otherwise, you will be wasting your time because you don't know if you're doing them right or not. All right, we're done now. Enjoy.